So excited. As you sort of put it up before as well, you know, FEARX, they're the closest towards a Korean super team from the region.
But this is really the only value we see from the Scopos.
So they've got the Thatcher, they're getting the roll, there's about to be a fight with the sledge, but loses it, and it's the point of Rin, right? Rin,
Like the way IQ does.
30 seconds left, and we're about to get our first execute here. Drop down on towards Moto, waiting for the quick swing. But he's dropped and locked down as a body is dropped elsewhere. He's going deep, but unfortunately drowning. We find ourselves balanced out 2 apiece to solo. Woogieman is all by himself in the 1 versus 2. He knows where 1 is, but he misses the cross. There's the first fight. Going for the plot. Will he stick? He's trying to bait the momentum. He gets the rotate. No, he doesn't have the full hole open. He knows he's entirely stuck in that corner. He's drifted his way either side. Up and down we go! And Woogieman, with all the clutches to his name, adds 1 more to the tally.
He doesn't even need the yokai to stop the plan. Just kill the guy.
Just kill him.
Oh, well, that floor can be shot from below, so get the Deimos in, and there we go. Starting to clear away that clash, force them out off office, and just that little bit of pressure coming in from Woogie. He hears the Deimos blow. I'm going to go on an off angle. I mean, that is an off angle position. It's just in the middle of a staircase.
Middle of a staircase. Watched, waited, baited. Great communication, coordination. And the collaboration. There's another second drop. Mephi swings the door, gets all that locked into construction. Groovy does find 1 back, but with 50 seconds, they have time to try and reform an approach or just win it out. There's the man of the moment, and the roster with all eyes on just hops in. There's that shield I talked about, clearing across. Woogieman gets 1. Groovy goes for his 3rd for the round, but he's almost going to have to do it all himself here, as now he's left alone. Round of Paris to pull this one together, but look at the distance. Yeah. They know the game, they know the rehearsal, and this play has been seen many times before. Mephi has the last.
Sadly. Yeah. And he's just going to have to try and play his life and waste time and get kills if he can.
Oh, lucky to survive that whiff, but Good Boy has the cover from deep. The Tachanka goes brr, and Mephi follows it up with 1 more for Cody. Oh, he's already dead, mate. You can put those ones back. Oh, Uport, big bite taken out of him, and I think we're going to get a timeout after this round. It's just sort of been pushed away from them here.
I mean, look at the main breach. Like, why is that not, why is that not fully opened?
Hey, there's a Thorn play.
There's a Thorn shot.
This is also an aspect about this FEARX roster. As we go into a timeout, I assume, I mean, I could be wrong. We'll find out.
Well, I was talking to Ace about this, and we were just talking about the Heretics team. Down the roam game. For FEARX, last time it was just the Scopos inside a strip. Now they're playing players inside of Raptors, who has also just been dealt with. Down goes Coated. There is still this Scopos, though. And look, credit to Heretics. I think they're dealing with the rumors very well. It was kind of the ending that they struggled with. But from a 5v2, there is no way that there should be anything
to help this final little bit of progress. Needs to be made. A minute. And Mephi does get the first, but the pressure should just follow around here as long as they don't make a mistake. Doing their best. The smoke onto blue. They're all focusing. One way, but Mephi pops, but there is Oscar with a very important trade. Woogie gets 1 more. It's either side, up around the tier 3 bombs. No way! 1 apiece here. And it's all down to Flexi to try and make this connect for the first round on the international stage with Heretics. Fight for Woogieman! How can he keep doing this? Mr. Consistent.
Always people forget about speed sometimes. That's very important.
I play a lot of Capitao. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm just trying to get this out there. Now, here's the pressure. Cooking inside the gym. Flexi's able to get 1. There's Uport getting the cover. Okay. One of the big problem players is gone, but the pressure's going to start to mount. You can see little pockets of damage. There goes Coated. And now it's down to, once again, a 5 versus 2. But Rin suffering damage here from the repel. Can't quite get Groovy. They've played themselves closer. Mephi has everything to do. Gets the first through the blind. They know exactly where he is. He's tracked. He's being damaged and dropped. And surely there it is.
Yes, but I do, because I've got a little top-down view. Oscar was very close to being caught out there in a 1v1 against Woogieman, and this is the engagement we're seeing right now.
Well, there's 2 bodies that immediately filter away. Tries to get themselves on the cross, and Rin does find the first, but Look how isolated now Woogieman is. He's hoping he can get a sneaky drop, and he does. There's one, and now he's got the cross window. Has control out, can put the pressure on towards the balcony. So they've got to move. They hop their way in. They're going for the plant. They've pulled off inside Jim. Skeptic's in a fight, but Woogieman can't just keep the attention here. The Clash is trying to whir and burr away on the upside down rappel inside, trying to get the camera, but they can't quite find themselves a safe place to sit. Rin gets the second, but Groovy on the upside down rappel just continually keeps Heretics biting and biting at the approach here. Now with 40 seconds, loads of time, they're hopping their way in and putting their way past the Clash shield itself. They have a cross. Skeptic has cover. They can go for the plant itself. There needs to be some pressure, some movement here from FEARX. They know where one is. There's the cross on the divider, 2 versus 1. This time for Skeptic. Oh, just survives the first engagement. He'd need his first 2 kills to lock in the second round, but Woogieman! How many times these 2 players, 20-5 between the pair of them. There is that 5-1 half.
That's a legacy half from FEARX. That's when they make their move. That is when they start trying to isolate a...
Hey, look, it's me. Remember, I was the person a few minutes ago where I say, well,
yeah.
Scopos playing wide. Here's a shield that's about to face the face, but Oscar does get Rin, gets the cover. Do they know about the close cross here? There needs to be some secondary pressure.
Ella.
Doing his best, hits the Ella. And as they spray themselves out, he might not know. Well, he does actually. The Blitz has moved away. He's trying to find a different place to operate. There's a bit of a support. There's a blind, and there's the drop, but there's the kill elsewhere at the same second. It's massive fight for this territory. Get out of there. Right move, Heretics. Think about
you can do a bit of soft destruction in the kitchen. You can still go for a fairly typical kitchen drop here.
Well, this isn't fairly typical. The Blitz is in, and he's off to the races. He's going and trying to get the cover, but there's a man coming around the back of him. He's doing his best to buy time. Do they get the trade-off? There's at least one down. The buck. Skeleton keys his way through. It's a 1 versus 1. But the down player could try and call some positions. Long-range flashbang can't make the rotate because of the
great rotate
put together. Kiba gets himself back round on towards the other side. 40 seconds. Loads and loads of time here. Good boy opened the round with the entry kill, and Flexi is going to see if he can try and lock it down. Time to reload, time to think, time to try and bait the motion. There's nothing in pockets. Goes for the cross, gets himself a bit closer. Good boy moves himself to a slightly different position. They are so well aware of where Idala is, but Flexi finally gets that big clutch round. And maybe that's just the method they want to do, because as I said, FEARX generally a bit slower apart from that.
Yeah, I was going to mention what Heretics were up against with the Clash, where they didn't really have a great way to deal with it. I think similar could be said here. It all comes down to how well Colid can use the Thatcher, and oh dear, Flexi gives themselves away. He's trying to find a pick back on the Clash itself. Good boy drop below. Where's he going?
Deimos, he's hunting Groovy. They're going for the plant. There's the C4 over the top, and it's not quite enough to get the catch on the kill, but a couple of kills go into their favor. It's a 3 versus 2. Good boy. He's still hunting. He's still trying to cook some pressure. There's the kill on towards Groovy. Skeptic goes down. And
out of sight, because you never know. There could be a shield at any moment going for the breach. But yeah, FEARX gonna go for the clear. We'll see how well they can clear away these roamers, and there's the first trade, but it actually goes in favor of Heretics, as Grubby's been able to get coated.
Well, here's the close fight to the Blitz, and they're sprayed down, but they can't quite net the kill. They do need to make something happen, but badly played and executed for it. There's at least the trade out, and there's suddenly someone else, but it's a 1 versus 3. Loads of time. Good boy. He's got a 1 versus 1 on this side of the map, but he can't thread the needle.
The Oscar countered that blitz, and it's something that, you know, sometimes you think, oh,
Moto, they're going to see if they can try and go for a bit of split pressure, because Rin's got 1. They've got Good Boy on Kitchen, and here's the hatch drop. They're going around for the swing. The first fight is missed because he was stuck under the cover of the shield. Pressure on towards the pipe wall as Mephi gets 1 back. They're rotating round. There's Rin inside blue, traded out. They're trying to find a space to breathe, but look at the timer here. Demo, he's recollected the kit. Mephi's going to try and stick the plant itself. The last 2 players are at the back of the AKs. They're looking for somewhere to go. There's at least just U4 left. And it's a 1 versus 3. They're off, they're out of there. It's a close touch, and that is the first map for FEARX. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, this is not a map for them. This is a map that they have...
I'm going to open next to it. He's going back. There's still a player above. This is very brave, and also the right decision. The timer took too late. Genius demo.
Yeah, like it a lot. The roaming tub. Again, don't forget, Tub can counter the Deimos track if you stand in it. And that's exactly what Oscar has went for. And again, he's still an active issue right now. Well, there goes Upor. For some reason, he takes the waddle upstairs and gets them.
The roll of the sense. There's the second. They're just going to try and cut the middleman out. There's still a player caught inside. 10 seconds, and now the first fight is Skeptics to take, and there's the second follow through, but Flexi, he retakes. They're on main stairs. And what else can you really do here, Boogeyman? He knows he's going to get swung on, and he does. Heretics open with the first round on towards the side itself, but what really do they have internally? You can see the Buck trying to make a bit of an approach underneath Janitors. Heavy Janitors pressure to sweep them out, but as Mephi gets caught out, the Buck's trying to find his fight, and they can't quite get the kill either. Upor lives.
Now, this is where you get in with a sense. You've cleared out Janitor. That is the kind of danger area where somebody could kill you as you swing in. Ooh. Use the sense, use the cover, go and get that plant down. Like I said before, prioritize the plant whenever it comes to bank.
They've changed the hands of the kit. They're going to try and roll it round, as you said. It takes a bit of danger, but the plant is being secured at this point. Is anything going to try and stop it? Look at the position. No, Groovy. He rotates round, and, well, he's been able to get past the window player, but he gets caught out by Rin. There's the swing round right in the middle of the site. They're still watching. Oscar's trying to retake in the meantime, but it's blinds at dawn. And can anybody try and find a way past the wall? There's Oscar. Swings round, doesn't know where the last man is. He's behind a bush. At what point will he go for the ambush? Well, there's the swing round, gets one. Still can watch the fight. It's swinging either side, Boogeyman. But now it is just a 1 versus 2 on the window, but the man on the ground.
Extending in towards Tellers and Archives, and with that Dokumi call, he's going to try and make an approach as everyone else is going to create a bit of noise upstairs. Oh, the nuke has been dealt with immediately as he's walked through the ATM doors.
Oscar gets a second on towards Mephi, and things have started to pull away. Mephi was very close towards the fight, and they've just sort of rotated. Great bit of motion here. They went for the smash and grab. He might not know that a player's to his right-hand side, but he's going to keep himself safe.
This is the high-risk, high-reward again coming in from FEARX. It either works or it doesn't.
Rin does find Flexi elsewhere. Might not know he's about to have someone behind him.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, whoa! That was almost real bad. That was almost super bad.
Was he not? Oh no, am I looking at the wrong thing?
I think
I've been tricked.
You've been tricked. You've been tricked. Cody does get one. There's the fight though, and Cody got caught from the hatch drop, and he needs some support here from Rin, but Rin's about to meet a shotgun at close quarters. Yeah. And it goes the way it does. 2-1, traded round 4.
Typically a team we see do better on the defense, so...
Slip their way past. Where's the pinch gonna come? Well, it comes on towards good boy Groovy. Pops his head out, says hello, and pops himself back. He's about to make friends with a Blackbeard. Close locked in with a shotgun. He's well aware of the game. There's the ping, but look at the rotate. Round on the back. They're trying to get some support. They have one either side. There's the close swing. There's the reveal. There's the punch. Please help him, help him. There's the help.
He's got that kill. Oh my.
3 smoke canisters and a tango with a launcher. What are you supposed to do here, gang? Struggle. There's the first fight. Upor locks it out. Doesn't need any of the gadgetry, even though it's absolutely covered everything. Caught out in the bottom, waiting to be swung here, Coated. They know exactly where he is. You are in a box. And about to be shot in the face. There's the drop elsewhere. Goes for the first fight, and Rin does actually win elsewhere, but it doesn't last very long. Neither does the round itself.
I didn't mean to do that, by the way, but thanks.
Clip that, clip that, clip that. He's banking on it. So, we'll see if this can be the change round. I mean, 2 shields. Groovy C4, good boy out the window.
They've got a long corridor. Is that an option for them? And yeah, I think the Blackbeard's now working over towards
underneath.
Square.
The Valkyrie Skeptic has gone underneath. He's going to try and go for the backstab up the stairs itself. Coated might get caught out if they're unaware, but wins it as the fight pops out elsewhere. It's a big crossfight. He kills his player. Oh no! But now it's a 2 versus 1. Flexi, massive moments in the first map itself between a shield and a hard place. He has a 1 versus 1 right now. Coded's going to try and secure the kit. Rin is just back and forth. They're fighting. They're fighting in the long desk. But Rin calls the meeting, and the meeting's notes a little bit sadder after the first map. Still 3-2, and there's that take control of stock. Mephi does go down. Skeptic finishes them off. Here's the roundabout fight either side, but he's caught in the middle. Doesn't want to get caught out by Flexi offering the support. Groovy does get Woogieman, and wow, this one has fallen a bit apart. Good rotate, good bit of safety, new position, entirely unaware. And Flexi could probably pull this last kill out. Oh, doesn't quite. Oh, does in the final, but revenge for the last round, Demo. Yeah. Sort of trying to bait the motion of the player here. Well, that was unfortunate timing. There's the frag, there's the roll, and there's the tuck round on the corner. Groovy still wants the smoke.
Oh, a drop shot.
And then to the drop shot.
That was not one.
Well, you know him. Very serious guy.
I was speaking to them.
Hey, sky's the limit. If you come into this tournament.
They love the play. It would have been great for the kind of setup that they're going for with the roamers.
What is... Mephi's just fighting people above the hatch, right? Good man. Look for the second fight on towards the fuse. Just shoots, puts pressure. It's a 2 versus 4, but all of this has been a gunfight. And as he said, there's no real denial for the end. Gadgetry anymore. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but they've set themselves up for a fight. Beautiful take. A 3 versus 2.
Doable.
Definitely doable. Oh, definitely doable.
I mean, to be fair, it will be down to you, because Skeptic has a shield. Yeah, so he, in terms of killing, not going to be great.
Oh, great.
Oh!
Beautiful play there. The motion on towards that player in the middle. And now a 2 versus 2. They have time as well, and you can see they're still trying to lean into the fights. The Deimos is in one engagement. There's a cover from Gold on towards the other. It's 2 1 versus 1s. Massively isolated, but Upor saved the tracks for the right moment. And now it's a 1 versus 2 with 13 seconds. Pre-fires the angle. Can't get it locked in! Massive round period, and we're off to the races.
Do they know about the clash in the corner? I think they do. A nade! Oh, well hit its mark. I was worried because I'm seeing the util going in and there's a guy just sat in a corner. But thankfully the nade is there and now they can go for it.
So much ground. They have janitors. They're going for the plant itself, and FEARX. They've just been pushed off their own side. There's been no counter. There's at least one play on the back, but it's a post plant. There's the swing round, an easy pickup for the last player. And that just leaves Coated in the middle. What was that? Good boy's doing his best to try and find the next engagement, but the Boss G just slips on by. He's going to get caught from behind as well, but he's able to actually get that one dropped out, being blinded. Needs some support from either side, either player. There's Coated getting a C4 coverage. There's one more. Flex against Mephi and misses. The drop on the hatch, he could have had a double, a collateral, but instead,
there's 2 smokes from Woogieman. That is it. That's all they have is their denial. 35 seconds? I mean, we need to see them go for a plant at around 25 seconds.
Well, now Good Boy's gone, and it's the 3 versus 2. An easy sort of pick up there. They've got one player on the back of the quad wall, one player above the hatch, and they don't really feel like they need to leave because they have this gadgetry, the Goya canisters. They have the support. They can try and hold themselves onto it. And you can see Heretics, they're making sure that when they run the maths, everything is clear and concise. 10 seconds left, but they know where the positions of the players are. Throw the flashes in. There's the coverage. There's the drop onto one. They're trying to close down. It's just Coated left, hiding, holding out. Dropped, could hit the hatch. No! Opts to pop up, and Groovy gets the last one. Get themselves a win off the book.
Well, console at the map, and they played it also in the final of... almost. I don't really blame him for not playing towards vending because he has like no util to stop an aid.
Oh, well, there's the catch on towards one. Oscar's able to get the kill, swung round, they trusted it. There's at least trades back either side. The spiral has fallen towards their favor, but the man advantage is just further and further in towards the control here of Heretics. FEARX. They are sort of shaking in their namesake right now as Heretics just swung and danced in towards the site itself. Just a hunting step for step.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. The Deimos has been a big talking point, I feel, for Heretics. It's been an operator they've always decided to bring in. Well, the Dokkaebi, another great rover. I mean, you've lost the Dokkaebi, you've lost the Blackbeard, 2 incredible operators that we're well aware of, Emmy, and he just keeps going.
He just keeps going. Good boy gets himself Upor, hasn't left the office. This man is a 9 to 5, and you bet he's clocking in the hours. Finally tries to slip away, but at what great cost. Get them out, but if they don't know about him, and he goes to retake the vertical, I think they know about him, or they don't know about him. Mephi locked, loaded, and ready to go. Skeptic caught in a corner. They're well aware of the position. Still gets Coated. Where's that shotgun? You're waiting for it, but maybe they've just gone to watch the verticality. 20 seconds. And there it is. Woogieman gets the final kill. And FEARX built on. They just need to make sure that they can do it together. There's the grenade. There's the motion. There's blind and survival. But you feel like it's just going to follow in a second. There's actually Flexi getting the first one towards Coated. It's trade back and forth. They're holding on for now. Skeptic's moved his way into the site and got knocked off either side. But it's turned into a 2 versus 3. Woogieman holding on towards one side. Good Boy's trying to get Upor in the middle of them. It's actually a back and forth and almost does just get the tail end of the player. But 30 seconds. They're calming down, and Oscar is going for the plant. He's in the default position. They can't get their way all the way around to him. Good Boy's actually been able to find a slink and a little bit of a route. Has the fire if he wants. There's the attempt on the plant once again. Bouncing it over the top, but he's got to go for the quick reload. The damage won't be enough. He's going to stick the plant, but he gets caught out. By the end of it, it's a post-plant situation, 2 versus 2. However, this is a very tricky position, and he had to take the fight, but he couldn't quite win it out. Groovy Gets one, gets himself further away, and he's going to look for the machine pistol kills. Look how far back.
Yeah, good.
They have pulled. They are not leaving this up towards Chance. Holding on. Groovy's coming up the stairs, and he's getting the last of the round.
Good, tricky position. Mostly Grubby's got themselves into. They're right into the heart of the map. They're inside a lounge, and the castle's trying to come around. But oh, he's lost Grubby. Now it's just Oscar in the corner. Oh, he's being attacked.
Flexi, though, in the meantime, he's doing his best to hold on. They have some space. It's still a brawl right in the core of it. Dropping shield, drawing attention, drops with the pistol. Everyone's taking little scraps of damage, but nobody can get the full feast. Slips his way right into Upal's waiting gun, though, and saving Private Oscar. That was a multi. He's going for the position, and there's the plant. Oh, but he can't quite get the angle. He's going to try and loop it round. He's too late. The C4 does connect to at least one. They're Skeptic getting Good Boy back, though. And now they've got to go for this retake. Coated swings his way down the stairs, caught out from the waiting. They're on the window as well. Coated! Okay, doesn't get that one, though. More than ready for that fight. The flashes come out. They're just buying time here. And it's the right move because you know he's got to get the player up. And at this point, crawling his way through on towards the barb, 18 seconds. They're going to have to try and get between the pair of them. They've got themselves into an aggressive position. Skeptic has one and Flexi has the other. With one, just trying to slink their way past the players on either side. They know fully well where the Monty is. Good Boy, there's the backstab, gets Upor. And now it's just bullying a shield. Does find one, does find Good Boy. And Glaz alone. With 40 seconds. I bet we're going to see Zeds posted by probably Maffy.
Well, I think Flex is going to have a punt.
No, I think he will, but that doesn't change the energy that they've brought towards the game today. It's going to have a close firefight here with Good Boy. He's stacked up on the door. As I said, though, this is the sort of problem, right? Good Boy's having a great game, or a great map even, but it's been, you know, it wasn't enough last map for just Rin, right? Yeah. Try and focus their attention to the top floor.
Yeah, very loose hold, I feel, for FEARX. I mean, they're just kind of here, there, and everywhere, looking for the roam, a quick jump in, and again, the Monty trying to block off the door. Oh, what a Pavlova!
Oh no, it's all falling apart. Groovy, first gone last time, last one stood, does get Good Boy, but I think he'll have to be gifted the rest of this round for it to go into his favor. And he isn't. Coated locks it in.
Side switch. Who will this favor? That's the question now.
I just want to be right.
Should be the Grim.
And we talked about how this works before. There's
got eyes on him.
Oh my. Good Boy's in, and he's out straight away. But the plant is a bait. It's a bait to try and get
under. Upor can't quite get the resistance. He finally does. Oh, that was so close. Coated though gets the kill. However, Coated gets another. It's a 3 versus 2. Gets the verticality, but this is a very strange place that we're in. The art is on the walls, and it's a 3 versus 2 with almost 2 minutes left.
Okay. Oh dear. I was going to say, now we slow things down, FEARX, and we play a 3v2. However,
we cut the divide as well as the read on his ability. They have the crossfight in 40 seconds. Looking for either potential and just gets another stun. Coated gets his third for the round. Oscar, as I said, he might have been the one who could save this round, but he could be the only saving grace right now. Pulls himself back. Well played, wants to wait for the plant, the time of the engagement of a 1 versus 1, but crosses the divide and gets the down and gets himself out of there. They don't have the time for the pickup. They spot the angle. He almost gets the follow through on Coated. They pull back 15 seconds. And now it's another 2 versus 1. As Oscar dodged, dived, duck, dipped, and waited for the defuse. He times the run. He finds the pocket of space. He pushes and pushes and pushes and Rin. Gun up. Swings a corner. But Oscar! Your man!
I mean, he should see that angle open.
Yeah,
he shouldn't fall.
You fell for it.
You fell for it.
You fell for my ruse.
There's a lot of bait.
This could be a bit of bait.
Flexi,
they might not know. Holding the position, gets one, leaves the Monty isolated. The Echo read him like a book. And the book, well, I don't think it's written in Korean. They're trying to get the lock in, but they're not overextending. You can see, look at the players on the back. They're trying to get the rotate. Flexi gets on towards one. It's covered and crossed. Woogieman is down. Everybody's massively hurt, but if they can secure Woogieman, that's going to be the lock-in, and he's still got the tight angle. Oscar has the cover on Good Boy. And that leaves Rin alone, trying to do their best. And I mean, beautiful play from the back of the Echo drone. Pre-fires for the engagement, but at this point, Heretics could just leave, and it seems like they are.
Yeah, should be the lockout. I mean, 25 seconds, not a massive amount of time for Rin to play with. The Echo is still there, who was the real savior there just to disrupt that Monty. And he's going to try and work his way through, but yeah, just not going to happen for him. I mean, good patience. I think Heretics and the patience that they've had in a lot of these kind of dying moments, I think it's been great. Nobody's really tried to overextend the top floor, but this is where Heretics want them. They've put a lot of their util operators upstairs. You think about the smoke, who's going aggro, but eliminates the player and
frag grenade. That's the drive. We've had a brawl. They've come out slightly worse for wear, but there's been no more of it.
Wow.
Boogeyman makes a friend with a shotgun, but he's just easy pickings whilst in that mine. Now as they're moving their way across, Groovy either side with the shotgun. It's an execution above, but it's still a 2 versus 3 because they couldn't quite get the full lockout here in 30 seconds. There's the drop on towards the Blackbeard. Oscar's out of there. He's not going to try and find out what happens when he meets a Blackbeard toe-to-toe and face-to-face. Instead, he's going to have a look at the piano and see if that's still playing the sweet tune of us on map and series points. The point being now, though, 15 seconds. They've got to try and find their way to filter down. It's going to be another hot hacks drop and seeing if they can find their way across, but they're still toying with them, Demo. They're putting them in towards the smoke and the play against it. One on the plant, one on the cover of every single possible angle. He secures that kill. This time round, he gets the double, but he gets caught out at the post block. No, it isn't! Groovy! Once upon a time on a clubhouse, we had a lot of bullets pumped into an already dead body and a bit of an all chat, and this time Groovy gets his revenge.
Foster's probably going to miss out, I think, at least 2 keep the barriers there in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, what you doing? No! Flexi somehow gets coated, gets the Blackbeard, and gets out of there!
4 from Grubby as well that can be used.
They're trying to get their way up Spiral. Rin's gone for the hop-in, but they're still holding it aggressively, looking for the fight. Groovy gets one as Rin balances us out, pre-fires, but Heretics aren't giving them any ground, any counter. Groovy takes the next bit of damage, but still, once again, gets away. That's the important part. No C4, 1 smoked, and 1 more body down. Woogieman, though, is able to win out the engagement and take a lot of damage. They're not stopping to get Good Boy up currently. They need to do something as a 3 versus 2. There's the pickup. There's the watch of the name of Skeptic! Somehow threads the needle through 7 A-stacks and finds the result on the end. 5 seconds ticking with the ominous of we are falling apart. Going for the plant. Good Boy watching on the cover, has the cross, has the angle, doesn't have the kill, but what they do have is a loss. And what Heretics have, what Groovy has, what these players